A new year brings a renewed battle to the ranks of professional paintball. The first major tournament of the NXL season is here. 20 pro teams will fight through 3 days of competition to determine who will raise the first trophy and take the lead during the season-long run to the coveted NXL Series Championship. Two iconic teams, both from Southern California, took the only 2 events last year with drastically different stories during the COVID-shortened season. The San Diego Dynasty and the Los Angeles Ironmen will have their hands full trying to repeat this year, as the field is stacked with veteran all-star squads who are intent on taking back the top spot. Impact, the Russians, X Factor, Damage, Infamous, and Heat all know how to win. Revo and AC Diesel also have potent rosters looking to make a run on Sunday. No one should sleep on the hungry, up-and-coming teams also fighting fiercely to move up the ranks. Don't miss all the gunfights going down at the 2021 NXL Sunshine State Major, April 30th to May 2nd, only on GoSports.com.
Welcome to the 2021 NXL Sunshine State Major. We're here on Saturday, day 2 of the prelims. Man, can't wait to see how these stories are going to play out today. We're going to start things out with AC Diesel taking on DMG and Infamous taking on New York Xtreme. So with AC Diesel, Rich, they looked great yesterday. They did end up going 1-1 as they lost to Infamous. Now, Infamous is sitting at 2-0, and that was 2 scrappy wins, 2 one-point wins, and that game against AC Diesel was in overtime. And then they're going to play New York Xtreme. Obviously, a team you're very familiar with. You're helping them out right now.
Yep.
And New York Xtreme, they went 1-1 yesterday, and such a drastically different story in those games. First game, they looked really good. Went up a bunch of points on DMG. Thought they were going to get a mercy rule win, and just couldn't. Ended up pulling the trigger on that, and ended up giving up 3 points to them. So a +2 there, still a victory. But then they dropped their next game, and that one was against AC Diesel, and they lost that one by mercy rule. So New York Xtreme needs to go out here and win big today, and DMG also needs to step it up as well. They are 0-2. And, man, very much looking forward to this competition here, Rich. Let's talk about AC Diesel first, as they're going to be playing here this first point against DMG. What are your thoughts?
So we had just talked before the camera going on, and what I was saying is that I'd really like to see a really aggressive team out here that's good at playing aggressively, play against a really kind of tentative team that's really good at playing kind of the slower game, and I think this is that matchup. AC Diesel, I think, is looking to fly down this field. I think DMG is going to look to be controlling as much as possible. So I think it'll be a really interesting matchup to see if you can, so what we learned yesterday, I think, in the Dynasty matches, you can slow play this field. If the other team is playing against you slowly, you can slow play this field too. If the other team is going, then you got to go too. So it's just going to be interesting how it matches up.
And it's also instances as well, right? I mean, so yeah, this field can definitely slow down, but we saw some ridiculously long one-on-ones. We saw a few in the afternoon, really long points, maybe a little a prelude to what we're going to see on Sunday. But yeah,
I hope not.
I hope not too. Though those games, like, I don't mind if the game is a low-scoring match with it's a little bit slower, as long as tactical things are happening.
Well, even in that 4-minute or 5-minute one-on-one with CJ Cantor, like that was enthralling the whole time, right? Because there's only 2 guys out there. They're both trying to kill each other the whole time.
Absolutely. So, and then yeah, Infamous in this set too. I
thought they played really, really well in the beginning of both of their matches, and then somewhere in the middle/end of the matches they kind of faltered.
Well, defense definitely doesn't work out here, and Infamous definitely did not go hardcore defensive like New York Xtreme did when they went up a bunch of points against DMG. But I just like the scrappy, playing on their toes nature of the crew that is playing for Infamous right now. They have a stacked lineup.
They got a deep roster for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, real deep rosters. This is a team that has won tournaments in the past. It's a legendary squad, but Travis Lemansky has really done his due diligence to put a competitive lineup together, and it's the best they've looked in years. They have a really good chance this year of going deep on Sunday, starting out point number 1 and taking some ground. So Rich, kind of like you said, play fast, play slow. It looks like immediately DMG is going to, hit that gas pedal, take D3 off the break, and they're going to be getting a quick shot here. First body to drop for AC Diesel's on this snake side. I thought AC Diesel's snake side was excellent yesterday.
They were.
The 1-2 combo of mostly Nate Roberts and BJ Henningberg, and those dudes were lights out. They played spectacular, and I'm looking for more of a steady dose of Nate Roberts and BJ Henningberg on this snake side. You can steal points over here. You can win points over here. It's a D side, strong side. So if you couldn't tune in yesterday, the way this field is playing out, it's a crazy field. One of the more unique fields that we've seen in recent years. The strong side is the D side. Another body drop, and it's Baginski taking the early walk. And, Ice, so they call him the Iceman. Highly talented young player. I really think he's got a great future in front of him. Didn't have the best day yesterday. Didn't have a bad day, but sure he thought he probably had a bad day, but I just, that D side, you have to have aggressive threats on that side of the field. Kind of like what DMG is doing right now. Looking really good in this first point here.
For sure, man. They're still 5 alive. They've got all the positions. They're slow playing the snake like everybody else. They've got penetration in the middle. They've got penetration on the drill side of the field. And what this field really comes down to, Matty, is a lot of one-on-one gunfights, man. Yeah. If you beat that one guy that's holding you up, you get to giddy up and go down that drill side. And if you can get to that 50 wedge or that 50 brick or whatever on the drill side, like that's big, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's kind of the point of that side, is to tier up, get to that 50 brick, and then some teams have kind of got stuck there a little bit, puzzled as to where to go from that position and how to attack past that 50. Other teams are just blazing right past it and getting onto their opponent's side of the field. Looks like Mark Johnson's going to be taking the walk. Yeah. So Nate Roberts is in that back corner bunker right now, trying to hold it down in this real low body situation. DMG looking outstanding, but they dropped 2 bodies, Rich. So that's 2 tough deaths, and I did not see a penalty.
Oh, and Helvetia just got shot out of the snake, Matty.
Yeah, when you're playing AC Diesel with how good they look right now with their roster, and you're on a bit of a rebuild with DMG, you cannot squander opportunities like a 5-on-2, I believe it was.
5-on-2, Matty.
That's just inexcusable.
Just sloppy. Just sloppy closing.
And now it's a 2-on-2. Went all the way from a 5-on-2 to a 2-on-2. Yeah. We just talked about it. When you get to key spots in a high body situation, you cannot be puzzled as to what your next move is going to be and what you should be doing.
And I think Clint Johnson is one of the 2 players for Diesel, and I think it's Roberts in the other corner. And that's a real good two guys out there. When they figure out it's a 2-on-2, my guess is Clint switches gears and starts pushing down the Doritos.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, too, with Roberts and Clint out here, do they know the count themselves?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think anyone knows it's 2-on-2. They're trying to figure it out right now.
Yeah, and how quickly will they turn into from defensive to offensive positions here once they do figure out the count? Because they have the field spread. They're in pretty good spots. Slightly better field position for DMG because they have that body in D3 as well too. Still, Vityukov in the back corner bunker here for DMG on the snake side, playing with Roberts down that sideline. It's a tough spot. You cannot directly play your mirror. You can shoot streams of paint at him. We have seen people shot on that blind shot, but you can control that snake. And then now DMG also gonna roll the dice here, and it works out for him.
Oh, he gets Clint Johnson. Wow.
So DMG playing the aggressor, read the variables quicker, and yeah, Rich, I totally agree with you. I don't think that Clint and Nate knew they had shot so many guys.
No, I agree. Yeah, otherwise I think Clint would have gone. And you know what's happening, Matty, is the field's starting to change a little bit in the sense that most of the day yesterday, the insert bunker in front of the snake was playing either heads up or snake side, and now that guy's looking D side, trying to shut out the gap in the drills over there. So that's going to make the snake even a slower playing snake in the sense that guy's now not looking to fill the snake, even if he's not even looking that way. So it might even slow down a little bit more on the snake side. And I told Darren, I was like, Darren, you put the camera on the drill side. I don't care what the critics say.
Well, we do technically have a camera. It's called cable cam, and it is on the D side.
I meant all the cameras.
Oh,
I meant all the cameras, man.
Oh, okay.
Jesus.
30 seconds.
Well, it's kind of funny with the snake, too, or with this field, because when it first dropped, they dropped the layout. And everyone's like, ladder snake, oh, this is going to be epic. And then everyone starts playing. They're like, ooh, yeah, the snake is not as glorious as we thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Well, and we saw it really well. We saw some of the best snake players in the world yesterday get completely shut down and just sitting in that snake with nothing to do. Like, I got a guy on the inside and I got a guy outside. They're both pounding the lanes. I can't gunfight either one of them and stay alive. So I guess I'll just sit here, draw the guns.
Now jumping in here with Infamous and York Xtreme.
Harris is saying going to the center for York Xtreme.
So I'm hoping Harris is going to play a little tighter today. He did have a really good point on the D side, but he just walked off really too many times, and if New York Xtreme is going to prevail today, they need all 5.
Yeah, Thomas gets shot going to the snake, but they let Callie Rudolph fills the corner as Greg Sewers fills the center of the field.
Greg played excellent yesterday for Infamous up that center of the field. Traditionally a D-side player. We had Greg actually come up, talk about it a little bit, and he said his job, Rich, you would love this, his job is to chase the chaos.
I love that.
That was the quote he used. Chase the chaos. That's what I'm going to do up there. And he definitely did it yesterday. I mean, he was very tricky and kind of up there again. So he takes the 50, makes his presence felt, and then attacked a retreat. So he might sucker Harris into the trap. Sure enough, there comes Harris. He's going to run through, shoot nobody. Yep. And it was just a perfectly executed trap set up by Greg Sewers.
And he shot Will Hennessy right before that, Matty. So he got 2 on that. Pat Crap walking at the same time. So New York Xtreme, although they start off with a 1-body advantage, down to a 4-on-2 situation with CJ Cantor in one corner. And Greg lost there in the Dorito 1 there. Infamous pushing down the Dorito side now. Harrison Fry. Greg Seward still in the middle.
Misses point to take control
here.
over. High body situation for them. Harrison makes his move up into that 50 and looking inside. Now Greg is going to get to to the 50, shading towards that D side at that center structure. Past the 50 now. Big Sewers. Really trying to put the pinch on that back corner bunker ridge.
Got it right. New York doesn't want to concede here because it's their first point, but if one of these guys gets dinked out, they should probably just concede. It's a 4-on-2 here. This has got all the spots in the bodies.
Yeah, so another body going to be coming off with Greg Rochek getting shot out of that D side one, and then just one player left live back corner bunker with Cantor, CJ. Not much that CJ could do over there, and that was just a really nice controlled point.
Yeah, Greg Sewers getting a couple kills early. Killed the first with Will Hennessy, then killed the second guy with when Harris came through to try to get him.
So yesterday, Dynasty struggled.
Yeah.
And both some decent amount of teams struggled, not a ton, but Dynasty went 0-2 yesterday. And we just watched how Greg played that center, played it proactive, played it creative.
Exactly.
And so in order to prevail on this field, you have to have threats alive on the strong side of the field, which is the D side. You have to have the ability to be creative and multidimensional in that center of the field. You can't just always do what, say, like Harris did, which is get into your spot and then try to, hope that somebody's in your mirror and go bunker them out. You have to do what Greg Sewers just did. More often than you're getting shot, essentially. But the center is a battleground. It's very important. And then on the snake side, try to steal some points over there like BJ Henningberg and Nate Roberts did yesterday.
Yeah, yeah. When they're not looking, it's a great snake. Good breakout for both teams, man. It looks like it's a 5-on-5 breakout. Diesel first at the center.
Diesel to the center they get. Roberts out wide. Looks like BJ body language tells me he wants to make a move from that can. AC Diesel on the D side, and there goes BJ into the Aztec.
Yeah. And BJ was doing well. He was checking in just to make sure that Nate was alive in that corner before he released. A lot of guys just make that move without checking on their buddies, see if he's still alive or not. Diesel up there in the center, looking for scalps. It's good communication on the Diesel side of the field. Calling the spots, calling what the spots are doing. Good shot of the Diesel player there over the shoulder.
Yeah,
that's looking for hoppers, man.
So that's that center structure. A lot to work with in there. Guys will go up in the cracks. Guys will go if you have to choose a side. Guys are doing lots of tactical retreats out there, run through possibilities. Once you read the variables correctly, I mean, there is, again, creativity, multidimensional. That's what it's going to take for whoever wins this tournament. That their center player will be playing like that.
Yeah, Diesel loses their first player on the snake side. It's your buddy. How do you say his last name again?
Which guy?
Bazinski.
Baginski.
Baginski, that's the guy.
You can just call him the Iceman if you want.
Iceman. I like that better. It's way easier.
It is his nickname. Or Ice.
Ice.
So Henningberg into the snake now. And this is what Roberts and Henningberg were doing so well.
Yeah.
It does make him hard to scout because sometimes Roberts the first to go. They're doing a good job of mixing up, where they're running, how they're running those lanes, who's the first to go, who's the second to go, and whether it was Roberts as the 2 or Henningberg as the 2 or 1, didn't matter. They just looked really good over here yesterday.
Yep. Yeah, it makes a big difference if you're harder to scout. I was talking to Joey Blue this morning. Like he's got a really deep roster now. For a while there, when you have 6 really good guys, you're always playing those 6 really good guys. It's pretty easy to scout those guys. But when you have 8 really good guys, and a couple of those guys are playing 2 or 3 different positions, it gets real hard. Decently lose another player, Matty, on the real side.
Yeah, Mark Johnson, actually from the center, so he was up in that center.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And then here comes the big move, cutting from the inside to bunker out BJ. It was Boyum.
Nice rock, Boyum.
Did he get him? Is the question.
I don't see him.
Yeah, no, yes, BJ is walking off. So nice little move from the inside there from Boyum to take out the thorn in their side here on the snake side, and with the death of Mark Johnson from that center, that forces Clint Johnson into a tactical retreat there on your screen. See, there's the D side cam, the cable cam, spinning on over to DMG's side of the field with that 1-point lead.
So what I see happening, Matty, is I see DMG setting the trap. Diesel going into the trap, losing guys one at a time, getting dinked out. DMG's just kind of sitting back, controlling the field, dinking one guy. Everybody that for a Diesel that comes up tries to play an offensive position, getting dinked out. So at this point, DMG is just game planning and playing more controlled games.
Yeah, and once Johnson had gone over and committed to that D side, takes the walk. Roberts shooting down the sideline to try to keep his opponent out of the snake, and that's not where the attack came from. Not able to protect him, but
there's the shot corner.
Yeah, so that shot is there. It's just tough because you can't see the guy. You have to play his stream of paint, which is difficult. So now we're looking over the shoulders of DMG and that D side. Roberts is going to dive into the snake after a beautiful blind shot over the top.
And let him fill that corner. DMG's got one in the 50 Dorito, Matty, or that big square. The snakes now going on to their side.
Gonzalez taking the walk for DMG, but here comes a big move from DMG down that D side. Roberts is shooting down the whole way, but he still was able to get a shot on Clint.
Yep. No flags. I think that was Kim. Nate going back, trying to stop the Dorito side. 2-on-1 situation here, Matty. Nate's making big moves to your side, but gets caught. DMG with second point in this match.
DMG looking good here in 2.
Controlling zones. They went home last night and figured something out.
They definitely did their homework last night. Yakov alive again, just like that. Gerber, yeah, Gerber was alive. I mean, that's.
I saw Gerber this morning, and I was like, "How you doing?" He's like, "I'm excited." Like you could see he was happy.
I mean, I don't know him super well. We have hung out a bit. Always seems to be in a good mood.
Yeah, I like that, man. That positive.
And he's been getting better. That's what I really like about the lineup that DMG still has. I mean,
yeah,
the guys they've been working on a while.
We're good, we're good dudes.
And some of those guys had individually some good looks at Cup. So yeah, and now up by 2 over a real strong AC Diesel lineup. Some time left for Diesel to come back, but yeah, whatever meeting DMG had and whatever lanes and shots that they looked at, it's working for them because those were the correct moves.
See if New York Xtreme can figure out what they're doing wrong here.
Well, they got some time. 13:09. Just a 1-point lead, getting things going here in the beginning of this match. Cameron is now going to be on the blue side, the white flag. Skeleton Crew jerseys. Ooh, is that Jamrose? Looks just, no, it's Ryan Hall.
And they bounced Thomas in the can, too.
Yeah, poor Ryan Hall. I mean, he gets in and it gets shot on his very first head check. That's always frustrating.
Callie Rudolph get bounced in the can. Thomas get eliminated, so 2 infamous guys taking a walk early. Yeah, New York Xtreme with a really good break out there, Matty. They shot 2 guys in the break. They killed 1, bounced 1. Now they get another kill off Callie Rudolph.
Well, there goes Hennessy into the snake, and it's just a tough break for New York Xtreme with their roster this year as they picked up Tim Stetsley, blew his shoulder out at work, and so he might be out for the year. And then picked up Jared Carl, but he couldn't make it to this event. So going back to the veteran, Will Hennessy for him, and Hennessy now looking real good over here on this near side at this point.
Yeah, you know, Hennessy missed the first practice that I was at, Matty, and they're like, yo,
a little too much.
You'll see Hennessy, man. Like he kind of slow plays too much. He's not an aggressive snake player, and he's not the head down snake guy, but he's a good solid player, man. Makes good reads, reacts well.
He does, and he's been around for a long time. But he did just get clipped there, trying to do a little bit too much, having the side completely blown open. It just kind of needlessly got nicked. But CJ Canner able to finish it off. So yeah, real solid point here from New York Xtreme to tie it up.
Yep, more of that is good.
Yeah, well.
Infamous had a bad break out there, obviously, so they got to make that adjustment.
Tough break with Ryan. Yep. I mean, he got in clean, and you get in, little head check, and literally got shot on the head check. Very, very first engagement.
Thanks, bro.
Nicked in his goggles, and you can tell he's like, I can't believe that just happened. Frustrated, walked off. And then Thomas, I'm not sure where he got shot from, but he walked off right after that. So yeah, tough break, man, losing, Ryan Hall and Thomas Taylor. Essentially within 10 seconds.
Right.
So yeah, going 5-on-3, but that was a great break from New York Xtreme. New York
Xtreme
and Callie really good lane.
Yeah, and Callie got bounced, so literally they could have gotten 3. And that's, we talked about that yesterday. This is going to be one of those fields where every once in a while you look over and everyone on your team is dead, or everybody on the other team is dead. You're like, what the hell just happened?
New York Xtreme is still a young team. I mean, not young in age, but young in their experience. And though they get a lot of hype and people talk about them a lot, but what I was going to say is that they are really good shots. When I watch those guys in practice and see, and you're really close, you can see how good all those guys are at gunfighting. So they've gotten this far on kind of just talent alone in a lot of ways.
100%.
I'm not saying they don't work hard. They definitely work hard, but now their next evolution, so I'm glad they brought you in, their next evolution is to try to personally and as a team evolve the complexity of their game and what their thoughts process is in engagement so they can go deep more often.
DMG digging out to the corner. Out there like, yeah, you're right, man. I did a survey with the team and asked them all, hey, what are you good at? And every single one of them says we're good at shooting on the break.
They are. They definitely are.
And when you said they're a young team, I think you were talking also about the maturity, but a lot of potential there.
Yeah, I do think so, especially when they get back to full strength with all the guys that they should have on the squad. Jumping back into the next one, so Diesel digging themselves a little bit of a hole, because it's more of like DMG digging the hole for him, because Diesel didn't play bad in those first 2 points.
I feel like DMG was just setting traps. Yeah. They're like, hey man, let's let him think he can get here, and when he goes, we'll shoot him.
And dialed in right away, making their shots, most importantly. So there's going to be Mark Johnson's coming off, getting pulled out by the ref, so yeah, DMG is absolutely making their shots. They have gone to a little bit of a defensive look right now.
But that's what I think they're using to suck Diesel into that. And that's what we talked about before the matches. Hey, when an aggressive team like Diesel comes out and plays against a defensive team like DMG, can DMG chew them up?
What is going on? Nobody, no, that was an inadvertent horn. There's no way that somebody can see this point.
Well, Diesel is down to only 2 guys.
No, Diesel has 3 for sure.
Okay, sorry, 3 guys.
Yeah, they have.
Wow, so I was off by a guy. I apologize.
Yeah, so
I feel like you just.
I know it's early, but can you get it right, Rich?
I apologize. That's all I can do.
Well, it looks like, so as they figured out, let's check in with the third member of our broadcast team, Lauren Kelly, down in the pits.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, it's a tied game between New York Xtreme and Infamous. Xtreme said the most important thing for them this weekend is to keep their composure when they're getting kills. They said they've learned their lesson that they get a little too excited. They abandon the game plan when they feel like they're up bodies, and so they're really focusing on just calming down, keeping that composure, and waiting for the moves to come to them.
Well, that's a really good point, because that's why Hennessy died.
Yeah.
He got the kills, saw the blood in the water, a little bit too much on the snake side.
And he didn't go all the way to the end of the snake, right? He could have gone one more notch and been past that guy who gunfought. Because gunfight that
I think he got clipped on the edge of the end of the snake.
I thought it was here, kind of playing off of that tower. Was it all the way at the end?
I think it was all the way at the end, and it wasn't too much. It was just one of those situations where it's like, hey, just a little quick beat.
Just turn around, check in with your guys.
Just like Lauren said that they said, like, hey, okay, you see the blood in the water because you got a couple kills. The point's not over, man.
Guys on me, guys. Guys on me.
No body should be getting thrown away in those situations.
Yeah, that's one of the things we talk about in practice too, guys. Like, don't ever give your body away, man. Don't ever let someone shoot you like it's no big deal. It's a big deal.
Yeah, and when you look at the elite teams, the teams that win tournaments, the teams that are constantly making Sundays for, sometimes 5 years in a row, those are the guys and the teams that don't really do that often. You don't really see a guy like Billy Bernaccia, to take a snake player, for instance, on a top-level elite team. Billy doesn't do that much.
No.
We don't see Billy overextend and get clipped, in a situation where there's really no reason for him to die. He's patient. He's aggressive but patient.
And it's kind of the transformation. At the beginning of your career, we all play with that ego, and that ego gets us to those positions. And then we get smart enough and we get enough confidence in ourselves that we don't have to play with our ego.
So, yeah, they're doing a review here on this inadvertent horn, and it should be 5 on 3.
5 on 3, yeah.
And yeah, I mean, Ben Challenger was in a good spot. Baginski was still alive on that D side. I think they are going to possibly restart it from.
Yeah, I think they have to.
Which is really unfortunate. Yeah, which is really unfortunate for Diesel, because Diesel had better position, even though they were down to 3 bodies.
Are they going to make them break out?
I think that's what it looks like they're going to do.
That's stupid.
Which again is unfortunate.
They should just put them back
Diesel.
in their spots, right? It was snake corner, center.
I think it was D3.
D1, yeah.
I think it was D3, D3 center 50 and back corner here for Diesel, and that was better positions than what DMG had, even though DMG did have 5 bodies. So I do feel bad here that the paintball gods is now down 2 and they kind of get a bad break.
Yeah, and Diesel has a lot better chance in those positions right now than trying to break out against 5
That's
dudes.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's just a giant bummer
like
here for Diesel.
Double jeopardy.
Yeah, I mean, so there's a decent chance now with just under 7 to go. They're probably going to go down 3-0. And we have seen.
Man, they looked so good yesterday, Matty. Like, it's so weird. Like when a team goes so DMG.
Tricky field.
Didn't look terrible yesterday, but went 0-2. So certainly we're struggling. Diesel looked amazing in their second match yesterday. And then they all go home, they all do the math, they come back out here, and now both teams look completely different than they did yesterday.
Yeah, DMG did not look bad. Took the Ironman into overtime and then had a really nice come from behind. What was a loss, but they only lost by 2 against Xtreme. And at one point in time, that game was 5-0.
Yeah.
And in fact, if McLean had made that mistake in elongating that one-on-one and wasting 5 minutes, that could have been a completely different game because the momentum had completely shifted over to DMG's side.
100%.
So yeah, they did not have a bad day yesterday. Just unfortunately, they ended up 0-2 with a -3. Here we go. After the inadvertent horn, this is a bad break for Diesel, but Diesel's going to roll dice over here and try to get to the snake. They get Roberts actually to the snake, but where's Baginski? Is he at the cake?
The Iceman is.
I think
gotta be the cake.
That's because that's the only spot.
Cake
yeah,
maybe
it's on our screen right now. You can see this. So yeah, there's Mark Baginski.
Damage losing their first player. 4-on-3 advantage for damage. DMG, sorry.
It's all good. Yeah, it's Hal Vanta taking the walk. So 4-on-3, just now a 1-body advantage. Referee's given. Well, they definitely know where he is now.
He took a hard bounce from somewhere on the inside.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the back center can or that cross shot from the Dorito. Looks like Ben Challenger moving down the rear side of the field now.
If DMG wants any chance at all of making Sunday, they need to win this point right here because they have a 2-point lead, and they're still in a high body situation. They shoot Baginski.
Ben Challenger.
Challenger. Okay, now they're definitely in. So it's Zach Hill. Sorry, Zach Hill over here, and not Baginski. And so yeah, Zach Hill, a big fan of Zach, but he's in a tough spot with Roberts right now in a 4-on-2. They're both on the same side of the field. There's no one on that D side, and in fact, they are going to concede it.
Yeah.
Good
concede.
DMG's pumped up, man.
Yeah, they're looking good, man. I like that. Like it's a good group of dudes.
It really is. Yeah, good group. Yeah, good group. They're feeling it right now. Good, hitting their shots, lane control. Would like to. No, I mean even when they're not really playing conservative. That was a little bit more of a conservative game plan in that one, but
up by 2, right? And, and struggling yesterday, making some changes. The changes are working. Why would you?
Look, I'm not going to criticize them too much. It's just
you are. It's your job.
They were playing so well on offense yesterday and
which was a good look for them because we don't usually see that from them.
Yeah, so it was. Yeah, well, again, they went 0-2 yesterday, but they kept it relatively close. They're actually in the exact same situation numerically that Dynasty's in, 0-2 with a -3.
Dynasty's not 0-2. Dynasty would never go and lose 2
Dynasty,
games.
unfortunately, had to break this to you, Rich. They're 0-2.
Dude, I felt so bad. We're obviously friends with a lot of guys in that squad, and just seeing how dejected they were yesterday, I just felt bad. Infamous dropping the first player looked like, I don't know if that was Brett or someone from the drill side or back center got shot early.
So a good breakout here again for Xtreme. We talked about their off-the-break shots. Got real good off-the-break shots, and they unfortunately for them are going to be losing Greg Rostek. So 4-4 right now.
4-3 as Harrison Fry takes a walk from drill side, Matty.
Yeah.
Advantage Xtreme.
Infamous with some gritty play yesterday. Looks like they're going to need it again today. Both wins came by 1 point.
CJ with a really sloppy fill there got caught.
Yeah, he went up real high.
Yeah, luckily he got that. I was going to say he got the bounce, but he didn't get the bounce, broken his neck. Yeah, CJ really, really sloppy there. Very disappointing. Thomas Taylor taking advantage of that, crawling down the snake. Thomas got shot in the face by Harris Hussein.
Yeah, so Thomas coming out of there. Nice, accurate shot by Harrison, and here comes the close from New York Xtreme on the D side. Still got to worry about D4.
Yeah, got, looks like, is it Greg Sewers in the corner over here for Infamous?
No, it's Jamrose.
Jamrose, that makes more sense. I don't know why Greg would be over there.
Jamrose, great paintball man.
Yeah, and then Infamous got anybody on the, yeah, they got the tall cake over there, probably Mikowski. And they still have one, yeah, no, it's 2-on-3 here, I think, here, Matty. So
Xtreme going 1-1 yesterday. They love to go 3-1 and not have to go 2-2 and count points again.
Yeah.
And they shoot out Jamrose, so I think they're going to be able to take this
lead. Here comes Mikowski.
Mikowski here on the fill out, man. What a nasty shot there by Cody.
Gets one.
But not able to do anything more than that.
And it gets caught, yeah. Yeah, New York Xtreme has a new saying, and it's, why not us? Why not?
I like that.
And so I told him, I was like, I like that. I was like, I think it's going to stick. And they're like, hey, man, everybody else wins tournaments. Why not us?
Well, I wouldn't go so far as to say that everyone else wins tournaments.
I think you get the
sentiment. I get the sentiment, and I appreciate it, and I agree with it. You can see there. Yeah, so they're just at, no, everyone, yeah, I was just saying on the screen, looks like they're just going to let the clock run off and wait for Infamous to concede this point, which they finally do.
Yep. CJ Cantor, sloppy point. Little Hennessy strong point there. Harris Hussein playing significantly better today than yesterday.
So much better today.
I had like 5 or 6 people walk up to me like, man, you guys would be doing okay if Harris was just playing better. I'm like, you don't think everybody knows that? You don't tell me?
Other than he had one really good point down the D side. Other than that, New York Xtreme was playing 4-on-5 for a lot of their matches because Harris was trying to do too much and taking early walks. Yep. But today, totally different. Making his shots off the break,
shows
making
a lot
good
of maturity.
moves. Yeah, that's part of it, right? I mean,
yeah.
You look at our world champs right now. Dynasty struggled yesterday. Yeah. How are they going to answer today? It would not surprise me to come out and win 2 games and make it because they haven't missed a Sunday in, I don't know, 6 years.
Yeah, it's not how many times you get knocked down, it's how many times you get back up. And New York's going to be getting back up a lot.
Yeah, that's that maturity we talked about, right?
DMG with that dig out to the corner again. DMG gets the baby, which is the small Dorito out there.
So time taken off here for Diesel. This is the moment right now. 5:45, they're past the 50-yard line here.
5-on-4 advantage. Diesel losing their first player, Matty. And DMG spreads the field so that now they can lock it up. Between the snake corner and that baby Dorito, Matty, they can lock up the whole field and make it very, very challenging for Diesel to push into the guns. Diesel down by 3 points here with less than 6 minutes left in this match.
Well, they're Diesel controlling these lanes. This little reposition in the center. 2 bodies now as Gerber walks off as well. And here comes Zach Hill past the 50-yard line. Here for AC Diesel. Played really well at the center for him yesterday. Kind of switching out Challenger. Hill got most of the spins, though.
Yeah, looks like Boyum got caught going to the center too well, Matty. So I think it's a 4-on-3 advantage here for Diesel now. Or a 3-on-3. It's tough to call. We got Nate Robertson, snake insert.
Little tactical retreat here. So BJ takes over the attack from a different angle.
Yeah.
And Zach Hill with a little tactical retreat.
Diesel with 4 bodies.
Yeah, and there goes another one, DMG player getting peeled off. So this is just a really nice coordinated attack with Henningberg and Hill up the center of the field. Henningberg's going to launch. He's going to bunker out DMG's body in D2. That should do it.
Yeah, AC Dallas wins their first point. It's going to be down by 2 with 4 minutes and 33 seconds. Hey, we got a game.
We do have a game. 2-point spread, a lot better than 4-point spread.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
I mean, on paper, I had to give this one to Diesel. They won a game yesterday. 2 scrappy performances from them. DMG was close, but
And I think
again, we saw some upsets.
Yeah,
Thunder was
for sure.
outstanding yesterday. Thunder went 2-0. I really can't wait to see Thunder play today. There's a good chance Thunder might go undefeated in the prelims and be a top seed moving on. Let's check out this replay. So you see there the attack coming through the center field. We're looking behind the shoulders of DMG as their line's getting whittled down. Then here comes BJ Henningberg. He launches. Hill had just tactically retreated, so I like that 1-2 combo of Henningberg and Hill up the gut. And it pays off for him, and now we got ourselves a match. 2-point spread. Totally different story there, because if DMG had put that one up and went up 4-0,
Game
it would have
over.
been
Especially with the way they're
reckless
playing.
staggered attack time
Yeah.
with the time left, trying to score 4 points in just a few
It's
minutes.
still going to be tough on Diesel, but that would have been the nail in the coffin probably.
They got a lot bigger of a chance now.
Callie gets out to that snake corner. That's a big fill for him.
He was making it real. It was yesterday, remember, where I'm like, hey, man, old man, you still got some wheels, dude. You haven't got chunky, and you still look fast. He's like, man, I need all the confidence I can get,
keep those
bro.
compliments coming, bro.
Please keep them coming.
Pat Kraft getting out the Drio side from New York Xtreme. Paris Hussein up the center. We got Callie Rudolph over here on the snake side. CJ Cantor taking the walk. Greg Sewers up the center. Oh, Josh.
Josh Taylor.
Yeah, Josh Taylor's such a strong, such an underrated player.
He's been so good, man. I was so impressed with him at Cup. He's been working really hard in improving his skills. He doesn't take a lot of early walks.
No, hardly ever. Really, ooh, Pat Kraft taking an early walk.
Yeah, so this is a tough point here for Xtreme. Infamous is finally waking up a bit now and really looking solid here in this one. Zone control, good gunfight wins. Now here comes Sewers attacking. Oh, but he does get diced up by Harris. A nice Harris on the defense there, able to flip his gun around. Oh, but it's just not going to be enough here. So Infamous, talk about making it a game. Infamous is now going to make it a game.
Heck yeah, we got a game.
You know, look, obviously old friends of Travis Szymanski, and we played against Infamous back in the day, so even though we were enemies, good friends, and it's just good to see Infamous with the lineup they have now currently. Yeah. Obviously, they're just tied up, but with the 2 wins yesterday, they just won to assure themselves a spot in Sunday. Didn't make any Sundays last year. It was a very frustrating 2020, obviously with just COVID-shortened season, just 2 events, but they couldn't find a way to make it to Sunday, even with their awesome lineup.
Yeah, and I feel like they're kind of in a position where like damage is at a little bit lower level, but now they've got a deep enough roster where they're not super easy to scout. If someone's not playing well, they've got plenty of depth where they can just rotate the bodies in, and they've got enough quality guys and they get that feedback that they need.
Yeah, getting Callie back, he had to take a break for a while. They got him back. They picked up Harrison. They just picked up Ryan Hall. They got Greg Sewers. Coney Mikowski has become elite. I mean, it's just a real stick. Jamrose is a great rookie. It's a solid lineup top to bottom now. They don't have, it's
not a lot of holes.
When you look at, when you start looking at a roster and you think, okay, man, these guys, we say that a lot for these teams that look really good, that have potential to win tournaments, they don't have any holes. Let's get another update here from Lauren Kelly. Well, a little technical difficulties on that. We'll get back to Lauren. But now 4 minutes and 33 seconds left to work with. 2 points needed for Diesel to tie. It's absolutely enough time here to have 2 regular solid points where you don't have to go to those high-risk, low-percentage plays.
No, but they also can't afford to play the same pace that they've been playing, right? So we've had 4 points scored in 11 minutes. They can't have the same 2 or 3 minute points.
Yeah, and the points have started to get a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Here as we're on day 2 of the prelims, just starting it out in set 1, but based on performances yesterday, everyone kind of knows what they need to do today. Every point is important out here. You only get 4 games to work with in the prelims, but it does become more stressful and more immediate sense of urgency on Saturdays to try to make that most important day, Sunday. The 10 teams move on.
DMG loves that snake corner, man. They're going there every point, and he's getting out there every point live. If I was Diesel, I would definitely would have keyed up on him. Mark Johnson now to the center 50. He's going to go up there and see what he can do. He's in the wing on the Dorito side, releasing now to the center 50.
Mark Johnson now looking towards the snake side here. DMG trying to protect this lead, doubling up that back center. They did take some ground, though. They risked a body out wide, and he made it. Gerber taking the walk, though, out of that doubled up spot.
Yeah, I don't like that can being doubled up back there.
Not for long.
No, either the cake or the other can are great options. You shoot, you double up, and then you bounce out of there quickly, because if you stay there long enough, you're going to get shot. 5-on-4 advantage here for Diesel. Diesel's got 3 guys on the 50 now, Matty. 2 in the center 50, 1 in the Dorito 50. DMG is just locking these lanes down, trying to make a mistake. DMG releases up the middle. Looks like he gets one. Maybe
does a little somersault.
Maybe he does. Yeah, he gets one.
Shoots out BJ.
Yeah, but it's tough when you run to go get a guy and there's 3 other dudes there. He's lucky he got the one. So again, still one body advantage here for Diesel.
So Hill has switched over to the D side now, and he's at the 50-yard line.
Oh, DMG loses another player.
Things looking good right now for Diesel. They got Hill in an attacking position at the 50 on the D side. Mark Johnson's looking for it in the center, trying to get creative, played multiple different angles in that spot. He's going to commit now up and past the 50. Here comes Hill.
Yeah, we still have 3 minutes left, Maddie, so plenty of time here for AC Diesel.
They launch into the snake as well. So, yeah, they definitely have enough time. They're looking excellent here in this point. They're going to get Salcedo up into snake 2, snake 3. And now past the 50-yard line here with Mark Johnson in the center.
Yeah, it's a 4-on-1, so I don't know why they're playing it as tentatively as they are, other than maybe not knowing it's 4-on-1.
Well, I think they definitely figured it out, and now everyone's about to go drop the hammer. Poor Gonzalez is about to get shot by everybody.
Man, do they not like that kid?
Apparently Gonzalez missed practice, or he was being an unfriendly teammate in the meeting last night.
No.
Not exactly sure.
It's up by points.
Oh, somebody money.
It's no. He's they're up by points.
No, I know.
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
Sorry, you got to
Look,
pay.
we're joking, but because anytime somebody gets murdered like that,
you think the coach hates him?
They think the coach hates him. No, unfortunately, if you're the last guy left alive and time is ticking down, and you have a slight lead, a lead at all,
that's your
you're
job.
gonna wear it. You're just gonna wear it. You're gonna get punished, and
do your job.
It just is what it is.
Yep. Take your lumps.
Yeah. So there's that little somersault in the center.
30 seconds.
And then here comes the convergence on poor Gonzalez, who's just getting riddled.
Yeah, I noticed from a few of the videos, I think Clint Johnson isn't as nice of a kid as I thought Clint Johnson was.
Well, you know, he's one of those guys that's super nice off the field and just
savage on the field.
Savage on the field in between the nets.
10 seconds.
I was talking to Mr. Gauchi from Carbon, and he was at the WCPPL Hitman's League on the West Coast, and he said that Clint Johnson was out there just punishing divisional players.
Oh, I bet.
In their like elite premier division or whatever it was. He was just out there just literally treating people like little children.
Thomas Taylor up the center for Infamous. Infamous loses their first player in the back. Harris Hussein getting shot out 4-on-4 now. Infamous attacking on the Dorito side.
Looking in the center right here. Our cable cam, and then now we're going to get a wider view of that snake side. You can see, man, that snake looks so tempting, so long, but it can be treacherous. But right now it looks like getting into the snake.
CJ Cantor
can stay alive. He's had a couple deaths now. It's time for him to have a point. They lose Rostek.
Boy, and Greg Sewers is up in that 50 brick. Maddie, so it's a 3-on-4 advantage here for Infamous, and they've got all the spots.
Yeah, Greg, I think Greg just got, I saw something come off the bunker. Yeah, Greg's been having a weekend. It's like Cantor's clean.
Pat Kraft going to get Greg Sewers.
As he wins that engagement, and it looks like it's not going to be Pat Kraft. It's Greg Sewers. Spidey senses were tingling, and he advanced forward at the perfect time.
Concede.
Oh, Hammer's about to get dropped now on CJ Cantor. Thomas Taylor, 20th year pro, man. He's been doing it at the highest level possible for 2 decades. So happy 20th anniversary of being a pro player, Thomas Taylor.
Is it exactly 20 years?
I think it is.
And was he, when he started being a pro, was that with us?
I actually think, no, we picked him up in 2002. I think he might be off by a year now that I think about it. Well, regardless, we're going to argue about that amongst ourselves and talk to Thomas about it. But let's check in again with Lauren.
Thanks, DMG said that last point was just a sloppy one for them. They need to tighten up. But during that little break right there before going out on the field, they said they just need to focus on the middle players on AC Diesel. They're not doing a good job locking them down, so they want to get to their bunkers, and then they said just chill and control the middle players for AC Diesel.
Well, Diesel, well, that's the correct call because Diesel has gone really strong up the center.
Yeah.
And that's good. If you can't figure out what's happening and how you're losing points all of a sudden and can't adjust,
stuff's going to get harder. Yeah, stuff's going to get even harder. Yeah, Diesel has gone up the gut, and they like the drill side too. Really slow play the snake side. And as we see, Diesel already up the gut with one guy.
Multiple bodies with it too. So Johnson's gone up there now. Hill is up there right now, but Hill just gets caught shot out of there.
Yeah, I think Halvanta caught him on the cross. DMG to lose their first player though, so 4-on-4 here, Maddie.
Yeah, it's Gonzalez out here on the snake side.
He's probably still hurting from those lumps they gave him last
Yeah, and I don't just see this another body walking off for.
Oh yeah,
as well as
Boyum. Yeah. Diesel fled another body through the middle.
It's Henningberg this time, so Diesel's getting harder to scout because yesterday BJ Henningberg was all over the snake side, and now they've been flooding him through that center.
Nate. Or whoever, Salcedo takes a bounce in the snake.
Well, as BJ runs through, drops the hammer on Hal. So Hal Vanta.
DMG loses another body as they fill the snake corner. Only one DMG player left alive now.
Minute and 39 seconds left. Diesel trying to tie this up. Nice move by Henningberg up that center to blow things open.
It's about to be a tie match, Matty. 3-3 with a minute left.
Salcedo playing nice and sharp over here on island by himself on the snake side.
He took a hard bounce earlier, got lucky.
Well, that always helps.
Yep.
So Diesel scrapping back into this match. Definitely, so Diesel going 1-1 yesterday, but with a real close spread.
Yep.
I think it was even actually. Oh, let me actually no, they beat up on New York Xtreme. So they actually put up, so they got a decent positive here. But going 1-1, if you're Diesel as well as they played at Cup, I mean, they were lights out at Cup.
Yep.
They had 3 Mercy Rule wins in the prelims. Ended up losing to Damage by 1 on Sunday, but they were one of the big stories at World Cup. So they wanted, they trained a ton in the offseason. They looked better than they did last year, and they definitely want to send a statement to the league. Win both their games today. They do have a chance to do it right now, as they will be playing the Ironman at noon. But DMG also very well can win this game too, but Diesel has absolutely stolen the momentum.
For sure.
And it has, and they were correct. I mean, they definitely figured out the problem. It's the center. They still haven't been able to stop it though.
Yeah, figuring out what the problem is one thing. Fixing the problem is something else. Oh, Infamous loses their first player with Ryan Hall over here on the snake side. At the same time, Will Hennessy gets shot out snake side for New York Xtreme. CJ Cantor filling the snake corner.
Mikowski pushing.
Oh, wow, fast.
Yeah, pushing fast up that D side. Did anybody's come off? They're looking at Pat Kraft Jr. It looks like the refs are going to be having a conversation. They are going to be pulling Pat out. Pat does not like that call. You definitely know when Pat doesn't like calls.
Yeah.
Some guys are a little more animated than others, and he's very animated.
Yeah, I think it's a 3-on-3 here, Matty. Body's been going pretty quickly, but CJ Cantor's in the snake corner, Harris Hussein in the center wing, Thomas Taylor in the center wing, Callie Rudolph filling to the snake insert bunker there.
So 6:09 to go here. Xtreme down by 1. See if Infamous can hold on to this lead.
Oh, Harris Hussein with it.
Here comes Harris with going to drop the hammer.
Oh, and he gets Thomas too. Wow, great job, Harris. Leaving
Harris
2-on-1.
Playing so much better today, Rich.
Yes. Yeah, Harris is a very, very, very competitive person. I think he was probably hard on himself last night. And, a lot of times when guys do that, they shut down, but he didn't, man. He stepped up today, and I'm proud of him.
Definitely another guy that wears his heart on his sleeve. You know when he's happy, you know when he's sad. But yeah, he had a rough day yesterday, and he's one of their best guys. So when Harris is playing well, Xtreme typically plays well. And if Harris is struggling, they're going to struggle a little bit.
Well, and that was one of the things we talked about last night. The fact that they won that first match with Harris struggling the whole time is a big first step in that for that team. That's one of the first time they've been able to do that.
Well, again, it just shows his growth, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Because sometimes guys they get in their heads too much, and
most of the time, right? That's what you're fighting usually.
Yeah. So a much better look. That was a really nice job there by Harris in that point, and they tie it up. So we got 2 awesome matches to start out Saturday's competition here in the prelims. Thank you guys so much for joining us. It is a beautiful morning here, a little outside of Orlando.
10 seconds.
DMG, AC Diesel. In the beginning of the match was all DMG. End of this match has been all Diesel. 3-3, 126 left. DMG's got to figure something out. Diesel's been going up the middle and just scalping people.
Yeah, and Diesel continues their attack in the center with Hill. I mean, he's been playing, they just keep running Hill, man.
Yeah, and Nate Roberts has been playing super strong over here, Matty. I don't think he's been dead 1 point.
Yeah,
I mean, early.
And also Mark Johnson up the center, too. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's just been a steady dose of Diesel players up the center. Henningberg, and it's been tough to stop. That's why this game is tied right now, but only a minute and 1 second now, just a minute to go.
Yeah, DMG was doubling up that back center can, and Boyum gets out of there, which I'm glad, because I don't like doubling up that back center can for sure.
So we talked about the importance of creativity in the center, and Diesel is really showing that. Multiple attackers, multiple looks from different players, different angles. Now Henningberg's past the 50, really put the pinch on that snake side. He gets that kill. Henningberg's having a hell of a tournament, man. He's playing really well.
Yeah, he is. I've seen a big improvement over him. He just got 2 more, too. Diesel's going to get this point, Matty.
And Hill's going to win it again from the center. Zach Hill and BJ Henningberg are playing awesome right now.
Yep. Honestly, the whole Diesel squad is playing really well.
Yeah, of course. I mean, they're looking good, but the magic right now is up the center for them. And what's crazy is that DMG knows it's coming. They just can't stop it.
Yeah,
so let's check in again with Lauren.
Thanks. We've got a tied match here between New York Xtreme and Infamous. Infamous picked up Ryan Hall during the 2020 off-season. He seems to really be fitting in well. He's not only contributing, obviously, on the field, but contributing a lot off the field in the pits as well. Him and Coach Travis Leminski have back and forth constant communication, breaking down the point that they just played, as well as strategizing the breakout for the next point. So the energy, even though it's tied, lots of time on the clock, the energy in the Infamous pit seems really positive.
Yeah, I thought Ryan Hall was a great pickup for them, you know, with the dismantlement and everyone just kind of scattering to the winds from AC Dallas.
Ryan Hall's a good pickup for anybody.
Yeah, for sure. And he had, man, remember how good he played at World Cup with that broken hand?
I do.
I mean, dude had a nasty, disgusting broken hand that he had to play with, and we still just lights out a cup. One of the best looks we've seen from him. And yeah, he's a good in the trench foxhole guy, you know?
Yeah, 5-on-5 breakout here for both teams. Huge point here. CJ Cantor releasing, going up the center. Greg Oshik going to the center as well. Looks like Greg Stewart's going to the center for Infamous. So, Pat Kraft now pushing down the Drio side of the field.
Yeah, definitely pushing things here for New York Xtreme, taking the advantage. Look at this nice, beautiful move up the center of the field. And that was Cantor.
Nice. We lose Pat Kraft gets shot out there, pushing up the Drio side though.
Yeah, it's kind of a tough death right there for Pat.
Yeah, one body advantage here. Yeah, too bad off of that really nice move that Cantor made.
Yeah, because Cantor makes that nice run through and takes out the big weapon for Infamous. Seavers up there, who is just also playing amazing. Some center players playing really well here at this event. It's a very interesting center.
Harris Hussein now pushing down the Drio side for New York Xtreme.
So this is a moment where Harris needs to have a big point here.
Yeah, he gets a kill on the outside. Let's see if he was able to stay alive while he did it.
Referee's checking him out. Rapes looks like he's clean.
Yeah. Oh, they pull him out.
Okay, so he got one.
3-on-2 advantage now for Infamous.
Definitely back and forth battle here. Goes a move outside for Greg, and that's an intelligent move. Definitely need to keep that outside contained, get out wide, and then Greg's going to take over the attack for Harris after he walked off. But here comes a big counter move by Minkowski. Did he get him?
Yep, he got him.
He did.
2-on-1 now, Maddie.
Yeah, this has been a fixed bayonets and just go move for move out here in this tie game. 4:17 to go.
And I think that's Thomas that went all the way from this table all the way over there, the Dorito. Callie Rudolph locking it down from the snake corner for Infamous. 4 minutes left. Will Hennessy, the lone player from New York Xtreme, trying to play against both players on both tapes. Tough spot.
He needs to try to catch somebody just real quick, turn it into a one-on-one.
For sure. But against Callie and Thomas, I don't know if it's Thomas for sure, but Callie and whoever, I think it's Thomas. No, Callie and whoever's over there, that's a tough 2-on-1. Will get shot.
Yeah, Will get shot. Yeah, it's a. I mean,
it's Thomas,
yeah, anytime you're never supposed to win a 1-on-2, and that's what I'm saying. The way you can win it is if you either attack the attackers, make an offensive move in a defensive position,
force them to play 1-on-1,
and then go to the 1-on-1 or get like a nice little 2-pack. It happens very rarely, or catch somebody making a mistake.
Yep.
But that did not happen, and Infamous going to take a slight lead with a little bit of time left. So similar situation here in both these matches, except for way less time in this Diesel match. 28 seconds for DMG to make something happen. You see Boyan and Manta heading out, and this got to be frustrating for DMG. They had a scrappy performance yesterday, but not what they wanted to see with the loss, 2 losses. And then they go up early on Diesel, but because Diesel flipped it up, started really heavily attacking that center, and they know it's coming. They just can't stop it.
It's about adjustments, right, Matty? DMG had a better game plan on the breakout, got up a couple points. DMG made the adjustments, came back. Hal gets caught going to the center there. DMG down 1 body. Oh, he gets a kill out back center with Mark Johnson. And Clint Johnson taking the walk. 3 Diesel players left alive. Another DMG player dropping.
Hey, DMG died on their swords.
Yeah.
That's all you can ask from them at this point in time.
Yeah. Looks like Diesel's going to win this last point. No, they're not going to go ring it, but they'll end up being 4-3.
Yeah, Diesel with the big win over Xtreme yesterday doesn't need a big spread here. They just need a win.
Yep.
So the final.
That makes it 2-1.
Yeah, final score. Yep, 2-1. Final score will be 4-3. So they had a plus. They'll have a +6. 2-1. I believe that's just unofficial, but should be a +6 for them. 2-1, going into their last match with the Ironmen. That match is going to be going down at noon. also in that set's going to be Heat and Energy Elite. So, you know, Heat struggled yesterday, and they're going to need to have a big day today.
Yeah, hard to believe that they would struggle 2 days in a row as rough as they struggled yesterday.
It's a similar situation with Dynasty, right?
Yeah, for sure. I'm obviously we're both expecting big things out of both of those teams today, and I wouldn't want to play either one of those teams this morning.
Yeah, totally. After what?
I'd be like, hey, after watching the thing, can we change the schedule around a little bit?
Well, so you're talking about Heat and Dynasty, right? So those going back 3 years. Going back 3 years, so those are the two teams that have won the World Cup for the past 3 years. Heat won 2 in a row, and then Dynasty won it last year. Now, yesterday was a really rough day for those guys. They both went 0-2, and much better match with Heat and X Factor, but Heat got completely dismantled by Impact. It got off to a real slow start, and then same with Dynasty. Dynasty is going to be 0-2 with a -3, so if they win both their games today. So, but it just is crazy that our past world champs for 3 years
are struggling,
and yeah, it's just, but that's, we've been talking about it. I've been talking about this on our weekly shows on Go Sports. Everyone's been talking about how competitive it is at the top level, and it just goes to show you.
And they're not wrong.
Well, I mean, Thunder went 2-0 yesterday. I mean,
yeah.
We have emerging teams like Diesel and, I mean, DMG hanging in
Aftermath.
Some scrappy performances. Aftermath
Hello.
went 2-0 yesterday.
Mike Hinman and the boys.
You know, it is, things evolve, things change, and we continue to talk about how insanely competitive, it's the most competitive it's ever been in professional paintball as far as how many teams are getting good. I'll argue that with anybody, and I think the performances we saw yesterday proved that. Obviously, it's only 2 games in the prelims, and there's 2 more games today. We will see how it all shakes out. But
Thomas Taylor and Harris Hussein both taking a walk, going up the center for both of their teams. 4-on-4. Getting New York Xtreme down by 1 point with 3.5 left. Greg Hostetter going up the center, shooting Dorito side. Pat Kraft taking the early walk again over on the Dorito side. Pat Kraft really struggling out there today.
Yeah, Pat's another guy that they need to play well if they want to have good results.
Yep.
Because New York's light right now. They don't have Carl here. They lost Tim for the year potentially, and they need all of their starters to play well. Pat needs to play well on that D side. It's the strong side of the field.
Yeah. Mo needs to concede this point, didn't concede.
Yeah, and again, it's just it's got to be frustrating, right? No matter if you're coaching him too, but if you're a coach, it's like, okay, so yesterday Harris was playing catch.
Right.
Today we got some struggles with Pat, so it's like, but Harris is stepping up. And I mean, like, guys, could you just play well together? That'd be great.
Is that too much to ask? Is that too much to ask?
Yeah.
That we all get on the same page. And you don't. When we talked about it last night, I'm like, I don't need you playing. If it's a 7-point match, I don't need you playing lights out for 7 matches. Points. I need 3 or 4 points.
Hey, we talk about it all the time. It's like I don't need 10 out of 10. I need 7 or 8 out of 10. That's what I need. Then we can actually, contend. And also remember, get your picks in for the draft. My Fan Wagon. Hopefully you got them in for the pick'em, as there are subscriptions to Fan Wagon and Go Sports at stake. However, this beautiful gold gun sitting here right in front of me, it's a TM40 brand new gold Lux, and this is going to be the prize for the draft here on Sunday. It's Sunday only.
And that's the 24 karat gold. That's not 18 karat gold.
I'm not exactly
it's worth more
sure
money.
What carat it is, but
I just said it was 24 karat.
Definitely a delicious and beautiful luster of leaf gold right here. And also, it's going to give you a little mojo here on it too, because this is the golden barrel that we will be awarding to the best killer here at this tournament on Sunday. So, and this is you don't get this barrel. This barrel is going to be given to the best player out here, but it is currently on the gun you might win.
If the guy who won the barrel also won the gun, that would be really cool.
That it's possible. They can play 2. We had who won one time? It was Ryan Brand.
There you go.
Ryan Brand, coach of X Factor, won one.
Why not? Why not him?
So yeah, so this is what's at stake right here. This beautiful TM40 Lux, and thank you so much to Lux for putting up this prize for Fantasy Paintball. And it's kind of tough to tell who's going to be in the running for this golden barrel
right now. Yeah,
right now, just because there are so many players that are playing well. I feel like timeout's being called, so we got a little bit of time here.
It's either going to be, a lot of times it's the snake guy or the really strong guy, the second guy on the snake side, but I feel like it's going to be either up a gut or most likely a Dorito guy.
I feel like the way the center's starting to develop, early on here on Saturday's performance, but the center is really becoming a big fortress for the players that are playing it dynamically and creatively. Our D side obviously is the strong side, so the Golden Barrel Award winner could come from that D side, and then with the way the snake is, the players who keep their wits about them and have high survivability and can finish games and maybe stack up 2 and 3 packs to close once the guns shift to either the center or the D side rich, it could be maybe a snake player. So you could make an argument that it could come from anywhere. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of tough to tell. I mean, the Russians are playing great. Damage is playing great. And then you have a lot of these other up-and-coming squads and some old legends. It's just too many names to actually even. It would take us an hour to break down every guy that has a chance to win this. But
well, we've got time, Matt. Let's go.
I think we only have about 50 seconds.
50 seconds.
So good luck.
Just condense it. Just condense it.
If you had to pick, and then our Golden Barrel Award winner from Cup is hurt, Ryan Greenspan. So, lots of changes with Dynasty. They all happened so quick, and one of the big ones was that that Greenspan, after practice on Monday, woke up and really couldn't move much. His back was messed up, so he doesn't know exactly what it is. So we'll see. Jumping back into this, though, 2 points needed by New York Xtreme. Big test for them. There goes Pat with an early, leading early again.
Pat and Will.
Yeah, so down to 3. I'll tell you what, though, Rich, this is a time in the game, I want them to push forward, but they need to be very careful and not lose this by a bunch. They cannot lose this game. They went 1-1 yesterday, and the spread was decent, so they cannot lose this game. Cannot let Infamous start running points up here.
They can't just give up, right? They got to go out and just execute what they're not executing.
Yeah, and it's just been Infamous just kind of clocking in and waking up and taking control of this match.
Just winning one-on-one gunfights.
Yeah, and Pat's struggling on that D side.
Yeah. Infamous Luke drops body. Josh goes from the snake corner into the snake after killing that guy. Now he's gunfighting with Thomas Taylor. Been really happy with Josh. He's been playing really good for New York.
Yeah, he really has, man. I've been so impressed with Josh Taylor. There's nothing he can do in that situation. He was last player left alive, but I feel like I'm saying that a lot.
Yeah.
There's Josh Taylor, last player left alive for New York. I mean, I feel like, it's because he is the last guy left alive very often. His survivability is great. He does not leave early that often. So now just 2 minutes to go. We're in standard full X ball. And 3 points again. Xtreme cannot get blown out right now. Can't let Infamous start railing off points. They do need to push forward. Let's check in again with Lauren. Okay, so we'll get back to Lauren here. But yeah, so the reason why I'm saying, look, Xtreme with 2 minutes and 8 seconds, can they score 3 to tie? Sure, that's definitely possible. But it's starting to get to the point where if I'm Bo and I'm in the pits right now, I got to be thinking, hey, okay, if we lose this one, we can't throw away our margin here.
Yeah, we got to start playing smart.
Because they have one more game to go, and you can make it on 2-2. But typically what will happen in this situation for New York Xtreme historically past couple years is they'll go 2-2, but they'll have a bad spread. So the point spread will be like a -1 or a -2 or whatever it seems to be. It always, a lot of times they end up not going on to Sunday at 2-2. It's become an ongoing joke with Bo. We get Bo to come back up Saturday afternoon.
It's good times.
And it's like, how you doing, Bo? And he's like, well, strangely enough, Matty, we went 2-2 again, and we need this to happen and this team to do this and that to happen for us to move on. I'm like, well, heard that story before. So that's, and it's going to come down to this break. I feel like if this break goes bad for New York Xtreme, just take the 4-point loss, man, and move on, and then try to win this next one. But don't run into the guns, lose it, run into the guns again, lose another point, and then give Infamous a big spread. And Infamous is going to be happy to take that.
For sure. And I'm just looking for New York Xtreme to come out here and just play a solid point now, and show that, hey, we haven't melted down, basically. We haven't given up. We're still playing paintball. We know that we're struggling a little bit, but we're not quitting out here.
There's going over the shoulders here on this breakout with New York Xtreme, so initially going to double up that back center and get the guns in. It does pay off as they are able to get a shot on Jamrose, and here comes Harris, rolls the dice to the center, and there goes Thomas. So here comes that staggered attack. Might be working out here for New York Xtreme. Untouched past the 50 in the center, but it looks like Greg's going to get it. I was going to say, don't get a penalty. Bullseye does. It gets a minor, though. That's not as bad as a major, but it pulls out Hennessy, but they still might be getting it done from this D side, Rich.
Yeah, it looks
body's pulling off, or coming off the field right now for Infamous.
Yeah, only one player left alive, I think, for Infamous. That's Snake Corner.
Yeah, Ryan Hall back there trying to pull off the attack from the last 2 players. So even with the penalty, the staggered attack and the quick play works, but then he smokes his own guy, Josh Taylor.
Josh isn't messing around, bro. Kill's a kill.
So that does squander a couple seconds with Taylor shooting his own guy.
I don't care. I just wanted to see what we just saw. That New York did not just give up. They went out there and tried to win that point. They didn't just run down the field like idiots. They showed that they had some maturity.
Yeah,
they didn't just give up.
Shot all 5 legit. I don't think that they got a penalty. So let's try to check in again here and go down to Lauren Kelly.
Hey guys, I'm here with Clint Johnson. Congratulations on a win against a DMG. Now you guys had a little comeback there. I think you were down 3 points, 3-0.
Yeah, definitely start off a little slow. I think we knew DMG was going to play slow, kind of looked in a few of their guns as initial points, and it was 3-0. And at that point, you start to think, all right, where's this match going? And we just took it in high gear, saw the checkered flag, and had a 4-point comeback in the match 4-3. So it was a nail-biter.
Yeah, how's the team feeling? I mean, you have a pretty similar roster from the 2020 season. You got 2 pickups, but overall, how is the team feeling? You and Mark are kind of the vets with the deepest knowledge and experience, I think, on the team.
Yeah, I think the team as a whole, we're extremely well-rounded. A lot of threats, whether it's Dorito side, up the center, or the Snake side. Just a lot of good friends with no ego, so we can converse and say, hey, this match is what we need to do. We know the best bodies to put there. We've had phenomenal pickups. Zach Hill, BJ Henningberg, both had phenomenal points out there today. So we got a deep roster, just trying to get everyone reps and have success match to match.
Well, you're 2 for 1 right now, and prelims going to have Ironman as your last match.
Yes, ma'am.
What are some things you think it's going to come down to in that match to make sure you get 3-1 and can move on?
Yeah, so with scouting yesterday, their weakness is definitely Nick's neck. I saw him just drop to the ground, and so we're going to aim for the neck off the break initially, and then we know where these guys are going. A little weak on the Dorito side, we think. Snake side and the middle seems to be their strong suit, so we'll keep an eye on that, but simple game, simple ball game with the Ironman boys.
Yeah, if you guys didn't see it yesterday, Nick Sloviak got shot in the neck. It's
Adam's
a little
apple.
red. Yeah, he's got some holes in his
out there.
stomach from gallbladder surgery. So hopefully you don't take him down. Be nice.
Yeah, we'll keep it on the injury list and see what happens.
Back to you guys.
That was a great interview.
Thank you, Clint Johnson.
A good interview with
Thank you, Clint Johnson.
Yeah, so the weakness for the Ironman is definitely Nick's neck, and
He's soft in the. They're soft in the neck area, bro.
All right, so let's see if Xtreme can do it. They need to. They have 1 minute and 15 seconds to work with. They lose Greg. Here, Harris is still alive. Harris is going to get 1. Oh, that might be a penalty on. Yeah, that's going to be a major on Harris. I don't know about that. Maybe he saw something I didn't see, but I feel like maybe Harris had a hit on him when he went to get him, but it looked like Greg might have spun on him.
Oh, they just threw another flag.
I'd like to see that replay.
Yeah.
Because, again,
well, we have a great replay guy, so I bet we'd get to.
We have an amazing replay guy. Joe is killing it, as always. But, yeah, I don't know. That was peculiar. Yeah, again, I can't see his right-hand side when he went through, so.
What he's saying is that he shot Harrison Fry in the Dorito, and then after he shot Harrison and released, Harrison came back and shot him. He thought that because Harrison was already dead, they were going to let him continue. So when he went to get Greg, he was still clean, but not really matter. Doesn't really matter what the player thinks. It only really matters what the referee thinks.
Yeah, and again, just my initial reaction from the angle that I'm looking at here, on his left side here, looking at it from the Snake side, it looked like a good move for Harris, and that maybe that was penalty would have been on. I believe that was Greg, but you know, I'd like to see this replay. So here it is.
Harris shoots Harris right there.
Yeah, so
he shoots Harris. Harris stops.
So Harris comes
assassinates
through.
him.
Yeah, so let's just run this back a couple times, and I want to see where the shot comes in on. So maybe was it Hall that put the paint on in him? This should be a better angle. This is kind of the same angle we're looking at it from, though, up here.
Yeah. So he shoots Harris right there. Harris gets 2. Oh, and Harrison comes out and shoots. Yeah, Harrison comes out and shoots Harris with hits on him. Doesn't draw the penalty. Harris goes through and gets it. Yeah, Harrison.
Yeah, so let's run that back again.
You can see Harris takes one of the goggles and
Harrison is at the Dorito.
Yep.
Harris is coming through. Harris is losing his mind down here too. So let's roll this through. So there's Harrison gets shot out.
Yeah.
Did he? So you're saying that Harrison shot him at that point in time? Shot Harris?
Right before that. So when you'll see Harris break the first one on his goggles or hopper, and then Harris stays on, keeps shooting him. And he's saying, hey, I shot that dude. He can't go get Greg.
So again, let's roll back through a couple times here. I just want to see if
Harris called that penalty. Yeah, Harrison called that penalty.
So look for the paint to explode on Harris. Okay, so there, a couple times.
And you can see he's still shooting his gun.
Yeah,
still shooting his gun.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you look at the left-hand portion of your screen, there's Harrison Fry. Balls are blowing off of him. And it does look like he's still posted up and shooting his gun.
And Harris got that referee that was laying down on the ground somehow to jump up and throw a red major on Harris. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, so and I don't see where so Harris must have had a hit on his right-hand side, comes through, definitely shot Harrison. And Harrison did continue to shoot, it looks like.
Yeah, and you know, Harris shouldn't be going crazy, right? Because people do cheat in paintball, but he does need to point out his side of the argument, right?
So look at again, left-hand portion of your screen, you see Harrison. He get shot a couple times here.
Once there, twice there, 3 times. He's still shooting, still shooting, still shooting, still shooting.
I mean, he's definitely hit and you can see it blow up. There's multiple
hits. Yeah, and he's still shooting his gun. Finally, he waits until he shoots Harris. Then he walks out, calls the ref. Referee gives him the penalty. I don't know who that referee laying down was.
I love both these teams. I don't have a dog in this fight, but that's what I saw. Rich is now coaching Xtreme, so he's a little biased here.
And I'm not biased, honestly, because all I care about is that
I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, New York's doing what they need to do. Whether the call goes either way doesn't matter to me.
I mean, I don't know, man. I know we have a replay, and Jason will go to the replay review occasionally, but Harrison was definitely hit from that replay. I'm still pulling the trigger, it looks like. That's in slow motion.
It happens in paintball.
It does happen, and also that's in slow motion. So, maybe the ref, when he saw it actually happen, I don't know. He definitely had hits on it, but he definitely still pulled the trigger.
See, I don't want Xtreme to just go out here and just play sloppy paintball now.
Because again, they're at a -3 again.
Yeah.
They're down 3, so you don't want to throw this 4th point away, and that's your spread up.
Pat Crap dying early over there for York Xtreme. Greg again dying a little early over there.
Well, I'm not gonna. They're dying early, but
yeah,
they're just trying to put a guy in and go in this situation. So Pat did die early too many times at the beginning of this match. Taylor trying to stop the push. So it is looking like Infamous trying to put this next point off the board. I don't know if they're gonna have enough time.
Yeah, Thomas has got to watch out. He might get called on a penalty here.
Yeah, they are going to have enough time. So this is, again, just a really tough break right now for New York Xtreme. They're going to
Wow, Thomas doesn't get the penalty there. Interesting. Well, Infamous looking real good here, man. They struggled a few points, but
even without that, whatever that call ends up being, Infamous is still looking really good.
For sure, yeah.
Because New York Xtreme had a much better look in this match. I mean, they didn't look bad.
And what Infamous did yesterday was start off strong and finish weak. What they did here was kind of start off a little bit weaker but finish strong, And that's what you need to do.
Just a great sign for them. That's a great sign for them. So that is going to do it. That's the final 8-4. Tough loss, though, for New York Xtreme. Next up, Tampa Bay Damage looked amazing yesterday. Taking on the Outlaws, who look a lot better. They got a win on the board. They're 1-1. AC Dallas with their rebuild. A bunch of divisional players making their pro debut. Taking on the MLKings new roster. So the stage is set here. 2021 NXL Sunshine State Major. We'll be back.
New year brings a renewed battle to the ranks of professional paintball. The first major tournament of the NXL season is here. 20 pro teams will fight through 3 days of competition to determine who will raise the first trophy and take the lead during the season-long run to the coveted NXL Series Championship. Two iconic teams, both from Southern California, took the only 2 events last year with drastically different stories during the COVID-shortened season. The San Diego Dynasty and the Los Angeles Ironmen will have their hands full trying to repeat this year, as the field is stacked with veteran all-star squads who are intent on taking back the top spot. Impact, the Russians, X Factor, Damage, Infamous, and Heat all know how to win. Revo and AC Diesel also have potent rosters looking to make a run on Sunday. No one should sleep on the hungry up-and-coming teams also fighting fiercely to move up the ranks. Don't miss all the gunfights going down at the 2021 NXL Sunshine State Major, April 30th to May 2nd, only on GoSports.com. Since getting off to a bad start at the beginning of the 2019 NXL season, former world champs Tampa Bay Damage has made it to the quarterfinals at every event and started to claw their way back to the top of the game. They took 4th place at the World Cup, narrowly losing by 1 point to X Factor in the semis. With renewed leadership, a few high-profile pickups, and an old-school veteran core who has revamped their drive and work ethic, Tampa Bay Damage is rebuilt. The squad from Central Florida is lethal because they are versatile, intelligently using both offensive and defensive game plans contingent upon layout and situation, but they have the talent level to go blow for blow and move for move against anyone in the league. They will be a favorite again at every event in 2021. It's been a frustrating road for the Fort Wayne Outlaws since they've entered the NXL Pro League in 2015. They've been plagued by penalties and missed opportunities. The last time they made Sunday was in Las Vegas at the beginning of 2018, and the best finish was a 6th place in Texas in 2017. It's been hard for the Outlaws to field a consistent roster the past few seasons, and that inconsistency has showed up in their results. But 2021 could be the year they turn the corner, as owner and coach Jeremy Somm is determined to keep bringing in fresh talent until they can get a squad that is dedicated to the grind. Led by veteran Fred Berkeley, the Outlaws have a new crop of up-and-coming players looking for a chance to prove themselves. But only time will tell if they have the needed heart and skill to prevail in the NXL Pro Division. After a few years of climbing up the ranks and starting to flirt with the possibility of winning a tournament, while making it to the finals 4 times, AC Dallas's roster fell apart at the end of 2020, losing every single one of its starting 5, and they will undergo a complete rebuild during the 2021 season. But Texas Paintball is ripe with up-and-coming talent, and Coach Greg Pauly has a proven track record of building and guiding players and teams, so AC Dallas could rise again. Still, they will have a tough test as the NXL Pro Division has never been as competitive as it is now. Only time will tell how good this new incarnation of AC Dallas can be. After a massive tryout in the offseason where the MLKings looked for the right type of talent, they picked up a new crew, and they have drastically changed their roster the past few seasons. With brand new aggressive additions to their squad, the MLKings are trying to charge up their chances at making Sunday on paintball's biggest stage. This new squad should be the most competitive look they've had since they entered the NXL Pro League, and no one should sleep on the MLKings in 2021.
Welcome back, 2021 NXL Sunshine State Major. Matty Marshall with Rich Telford, and right now heading into set number 2. One of the favorites here, Tampa Bay Damage Ridge.
For sure.
They looked outstanding yesterday playing the Outlaws.
Yeah, and you know, the Outlaws have been looking better, but this is going to be a tough match for them this morning. Damage is, they got all the tools, they got a deep roster we've been talking about, and they can play this field either way. They can play it slow, they can play it fast. They're going to be definitely one of the top teams Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, I think so too. Damage is just completely rebuilt. They look amazing. Now, Outlaws, Jeremy has had multiple incarnations of this roster, but I feel like this is the best roster they've had.
He messaged me yesterday. He's like, what do you think? I was like, honestly, I think it's the best you guys have looked in a couple seasons, man.
Yeah, they won their first game against the MLKings. It was a +3 win, 5-2, and then came out and lost their next game against the Russians, and that was a mercy rule loss. So they are going to need at least one win and at least a big win out here in order to have a decent chance of moving on. If they, if they can win both, obviously 3-1 is going to get you through. But with the anytime you take a mercy rule loss, it really puts